Good morning, live weather blog meteorologist Bob Acanfrio here with today's tropical update for Thursday, July 22nd, 2010. We have two systems possibly developing today, so I'm going to be dividing these tropical updates into two separate parts. We'll have Invest 97L first here, and then you could click onto my Invest 98L analysis. So let's start with our Invest 97L today. You can see we really have it starting to develop here. Pressures have been falling near the Great Inagui, if I say that right, Inagui Island, which is right here. So we have a lot of pressure falls right in this area here, and you can see this really starting to get itself together. It looks like the center, low-level center, will be developing right here. We have Air Force reconnaissance hurricane hunters going out into this system early this afternoon, but we could see this designated as tropical depression number 3 as early as the 11 a.m. update, and I believe we're probably going to be seeing that. I don't think they're going to wait for hurricane hunters. The reason why, they really need to get tropical storm warnings and watches out for the Keys, the rest of the Bahamas here in South Florida. So I believe we're going to see this designated as of 11 a.m. today. You can see a nice feeder band here from the south, and this really has helped convection get going with this system right out of the south here. Nice tropical influx of air right here. East and west, the east and south outflow looking good here, but you can see it's still being cut off to the west and a little bit to the north as this upper low is still influencing it. And I'm going to show you that here in a second. But the general track with this system will be west-northwest, so you can just follow this line right here. And this is where it's going. All along I thought this would go South Florida, Florida Straits, and exactly where it's going to be going, just like this. Little wider picture here showing, and I'll show you the water vapor here in a second, but you can see the upper level low here, which is giving it some space. This is what it really needed. I thought once it got away from the Hispaniola, that gave this little bit of southerly flow it needed to really get these thunder convection going, but then also the upper low gave it just enough space here as well. So this is why we're seeing, and you can see decent outflow to the east, but you can see north is still being chopped off here. So we have good influx of moisture from the south, nice outflow here, still kind of chopped off to the west. And here we go again, water vapor loops showing that upper low very well here, but it's on the move. And this is what we really needed to see for this thing to really get going here. And you can see not as much dry air around it. It's going to be interesting. Still not much model support still with this system. There's really, I would love to show you a model that really develops this system, but none of them really do. So this is where it really gets tricky with these systems, and that's why it's best just to look hour by hour. Just get real-time observations with systems like this. Models do not do well when there's upper level lows attached near these tropical systems. They just really don't. And we're seeing that with this system. That's why all interests, South Florida, Florida Keys, and then into the Gulf really need to watch this. Especially with, this could possibly affect the oil spill area. So definitely something to watch. And here's our current shear map from SIMS. Shear might even be a little less over this now. I suspect that these values, I think the highest shear could be pushed off to the west here a little bit. But here's the upper low right here approaching South Florida. And this is the shear that we're seeing just to the west again. But a nice bubble of high pressure. And that's why when you're on the east side of these upper level lows a lot of times, this is where we could get pretty quick development. And this is very favorable right now. So if this upper level low keeps its distance from our system, we really could see the system start taking off the next 24 to 48 hours. So definitely have to watch it. Layer wind analysis here. This is where it's showing where the system's going. You can see this has no way it's going north. This thing's going west-northwest, and then you just follow these lines right here. This high is not going to really budge much over the weekend, the next 2, 3, 4 days. So you can see it's eventually going to go Louisiana, again, the dreaded word Texas. But this is the area that we're going to have to watch for a possible second landfall or a first landfall. This might never make a first landfall here in Florida if it goes through the Straits. So this could be our landfall right in this area here. And here's our latest model run, 6Z early runs. You can see they're bunched right through the Florida Straits. And definitely Key West, the Keys are going to be affected by this system. Could clip South Florida here with some tropical storm winds, and then on towards Louisiana, Texas. This is the area it's going to go. Panhandle of Florida, we're okay. Not going to come up this way, but this is where it's going right here. And again, this will affect the oil area too as well. So got to be on alert here in the Gulf of Mexico. This could really strengthen quickly, or it could die quickly. With that upper level low so close, it's a tough call right now. So got to be on alert. I could see a hurricane in the Gulf, definitely. That's a possibility here. So to recap, we should see our tropical depression number 3 out of Invest 97L, probably on the 11 a.m. advisory. I don't think they're going to wait for hurricane hunters to get in there. Tropical storm warnings and watches for Florida Keys, portions of South Florida, the Bahamas. Those will go into effect. You can see tropical storm conditions start to affect the central and western Bahamas here later today, and then on to the Keys and the South Florida area tomorrow. And that's going to be how we're going to be moving with this system currently. I will have another update on Invest 97L or probably Tropical Depression number 3 later this afternoon.